second straight game, A's starting pitching dominated the Mariners. On Friday, Guillermo Moscoso retired the final 16 batters he faced in his 7-inning win. Yesterday, Brandon McCarthy tossed his second straight complete game as he mowed down 10 Mariners for his second career shutout. Today in the series finale, Trevor Cahill will look to lead the Green and Gold to a sweep. Stay tuned. A's Mariners next. Beautiful Sunday afternoon for baseball fans coming into the O.co Coliseum. Trevor Cahill trying to get back on track as he takes on the Seattle Mariners, and the A's are going for the sweep. How about that? So, final game of the series, it's the Seattle Mariners, and it's the Oakland Athletics coming up on Comcast Sportsnet California. A good afternoon, everybody. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball. Well, the A's have won the first two games of the series, and it's been all about pitching. A's pitchers have allowed just 2 runs on 9 hits in the series.
You know, the pitchers say they feed off each other. Let's hope Trevor Cahill does exactly what Moscoso did Friday night and yesterday afternoon. Brandon McCarthy. From Moscoso, I thought it's interesting. He struck out the side in the 6th, and Bob Melvin said we kind of held him at the pitch count. He said, you're going back out for the 7th, and he did, and did a great job. But nothing better than what Brandon McCarthy did yesterday. 10 strikeouts, 114 pitches. He went the distance. Outstanding performance. He gave up 3 hits and finally got some run support, and he finally won a game going the distance.
Well, speaking of finally winning a game, Trevor Cahill needs a win. He has not won since July 27th, and that's entirely too long for somebody as good as Trevor Cahill.
And let's hope turning the calendar will help him, because he was over in the month of August, as you mentioned. And for Trevor Cahill, still looking for win number 10. Maybe that will help him for the rest of the season. For him, he talks about consistency in his mechanics and confidence. Let's hope he's gained that, because he's too good a pitcher to have the record that he has right now.
And the A's trying to continue playing good baseball. They're looking for their 4th consecutive win today as they take on the Seattle Mariners. It is also Breast Cancer Awareness Day here at the O.co Coliseum. We'll celebrate that as well. Lineups and first pitch when we come back to the Coliseum.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by AT&T and by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
Welcome back to the O.co Coliseum as we're getting set for the final game of the series, the Mariners and the Athletics. And the Mariners, indeed, have dropped the first two games to the A's. So the A's going for the sweep. They won 9-2 on Friday night. And then the A's won 3-0 yesterday afternoon. Game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily, 66 degrees. Lots of cloud cover early on, but the clouds are gone, and it's a sunshiny, cool afternoon at the ballpark.
Oh, waiting for maybe Trevor Cahill's waiting because they're doing all these highlights, and he was waiting to take the mound to hear White Rabbit. Yeah, he still got it. That's impressive. He has not changed his music, even though he has not won in a while. So let's hope today that changes for him.
So the Athletics in the all-whites today take the mound, and it is, again, the 13th annual Breast Cancer Awareness Day here at the ballpark. Here's the lineup today for the Seattle Mariners. Ichiro in right, Gutierrez in center, Ackley at second, Carp the DH, Smoke is at first, Olivo the catcher, Seager at third, Wells in left, and Luis Rodriguez will play shortstop.
Well, July the 27th, as Kat mentioned earlier, the last time Trevor Cahill won, he is not or did not win in the month of August. Let's hope his first start in the month of September is a good one against the Mariners Ball Club that he's not had particularly great success, but maybe that will change today as Trevor is 2-4 career against Seattle, but coming off at least the two starters before him, Moscoso Friday night and Brandon McCarthy yesterday. Let's hope he can match or come close to matching those two performances, because it'd be great to get a sweep before they welcome in Kansas City Royals on this Labor Day weekend, which will be a day game tomorrow.
Here's the defense behind Cahill today. Hideki Matsui's in left field. Ryan Sweeney in center. David DeJesus in right. Sizemore, Pennington, Weeks, and Allen on the infield with Kurt Suzuki behind the plate. And Kurt Suzuki throws the ball down to second base, so we're ready to go. Final matchup between these two teams this year here at the Coliseum. The A's will finish this 2011 season in Seattle with a 3-game series.
Rick Riz, a longtime broadcaster for the Mariners, came by and said, well, have a great winter and I'll see you next spring. And I said, no, we'll see you the final 3 games of the season up in Seattle. Oh, I forgot. I said, you forgot because the final game of the season is a night game, and you've never seen that, have you? No. It is hard to believe, but that's exactly what it will be. But this is a big one today for the A's.
So Cahill's first pitch is a bit outside. Ichiro Suzuki steps in.
First pitch.
274 with 3 homers, 35 runs batted in for Ichiro. Swing and a miss. Second pitch, a changeup, and a good one.
Well, it's a rematch of these two starting pitchers on August the 1st in a game in which the Mariners scored 5 in the second inning. And the run support for Blake Bevan. He won the game.
So 1-2. That was the August 1st loss. This is Trevor Cahill's 5th start against the Mariners this year, and he gets the strikeout of Ichiro to start the ball game.
And the Dodge Charger keys to the game for Trevor Cahill. Definitely finished the month of September strong. He'd like to do that, and today especially get his 10th win. And for Cliff Pennington, stay hot. He's driven in 51 now, including a 2-run double yesterday, and he got the green light 3-0 and hammered the ball down the left field line for a 2-run double to help the A's score the runs early, or at least the first runs, and then Scott Sizemore added the home run.
This one's driven to right center field, and that's going to get down, and that's going to roll to the wall. DeJesus picks it up, and Franklin Gutierrez has a 1-out double.
Well, I guess you could say the good news, we're playing in Oakland. That's a triple in Seattle.
Yep.
It's as deep as right center field is at Safeco
Batting in the
Field.
third position, second baseman, number 13, Dustin.
Gutierrez picks up his 13th double of the year.
As the first pitch fastball, a little bit away, and it was up. And if you heard us say it many times when Trevor Cahill has gotten in trouble, it's because he's elevated his fastball, elevated all of his pitches, and that's when he gets hit the most and the hardest. And remember, his fastball is only about 90-91. It's not 95 or 96.
First pitch to Dustin Ackley is a strike. 294 with 5 homers, 32 runs batted in for Ackley. 2 for 8 in this series. So as I said, Cahill, his 5th start against the Mariners this year, and that includes opening night right here at the Coliseum. Where he only gave up 1 earned run, but he threw a lot of pitches. He ended up going just 4 2/3 innings, and he threw 105 pitches. It was a no decision. It was a game the Mariners won 6-2.
The game was Josh Willingham hit a home run off King Felix first at bat, and that was it. I think it upset Hernandez.
He's got a win, a loss, 2 no decisions against Seattle this year. In his career, 2-4 with a decent ERA of 3.44. Strike 3 called. Fastball on the inside corner.
Well, he has that pitch working. It's almost impossible as a left-handed hitter to be able to even swing the bat, much less make solid contact. This ball, the two-seamer starts inside, really comes back sharply. Little buckle the knees, pulling back is Ackley, and Tim Cheetah liked the pitch, and second strikeout.
So Mike Carp will step in. Carp the DH. Swings wildly at a breaking ball. Carp is 0 for 8 with 5 strikeouts in this series. So he's been a pretty hot hitter for Seattle, but well, everybody in a Mariners uniform has been cooled off in this series by A's pitchers. The Mariners in this series, and we'll include Gutierrez, double. They've scored 2 runs. They have 10 hits. They have 2 extra base hits. They've walked once and struck out 21 times. And we're going to give the credit to the A's pitchers. But 1 walk and 21 strikeouts for the Mariners hitters.
Well, considering is you see one of the starters, that was Friday night starter Moscoso, Gio next to him, waiting for his next start. But Moscoso, and again, as I mentioned in our open about what Bob Melvin had said, you know, he'd been watching these guys, but we saw yesterday Brandon McCarthy go to the 114 pitch mark, completing the game. And when you've got a 3-hitter on the line, why even consider bringing the pitcher, taking the pitcher out of the game? And he did it Friday night, extending him with the pitch count, 7 innings for Moscoso, and yesterday afternoon, of course, a brilliant performance by Brandon McCarthy.
Carp takes a bit high. So a full count. Justin Smoke is the on-deck hitter. Quick look at Gutierrez, and the pitch, strike 3 called on the inside corner. So 1 hit, 3 strikeouts for Cahill, and the Mariners do not score in the top of the first. And his lineup looks like this: Weeks, Pennington, Matsui, Willingham, DeJesus, Allen, Sweeney, Suzuki, and Sizemore.
Right-hander Blake Bevan on the mound for the Mariners. It's the 11th start. One of those coming against the A's on the August 1st. Good fastball, low 90s, but a lot of movement on his fastball. Sinker, slider, or actually sinker, cutter, 2 and 4 seams. So a lot of movement on just the one pitch, along with the curveball, slider, and changeup. He's familiar with him, although they did not do very much against him when he started against them on the August 1st.
297 overall for Weeks. Gets jammed, a little pop-up, foul territory, and it will drop. So the count 0-2. Weeks, Pennington, Matsui, top 3 in the A's order. Foul tip off the glove of Olivo.
Just trying to stay alive. That not much a catcher can ever do on a foul tip unless it's just a little bit of a nick off the bat into the pocket of the catcher's mitt.
Weeks staying alive. Spoiled a pretty good pitch from Bevan.
Jemile Weeks a very smart hitter, and he knows what he has to do if the pitch is close enough to protect, just to try to foul the ball, get an extra swing.
Another foul ball.
Sometimes in this stadium it does not work with the foul territory.
Outfield shifted way toward left center field, and Wells, the left fielder, is extremely shallow. Breaking ball drops low. Bevan's a big kid, 6'7", 240 pounds. He's 22 years old. #1 pick for the Texas Rangers a few years back. Coming over in the Cliff Lee deal. And the Mariners trying to stockpile some young arms and hope some of them are the real deal.
With the young arms, the young players, and relatively young manager in Eric Wedge at one time with the Tribe. He was the youngest manager, still very young and a very good manager. His second team as a manager.
Change up just a bit outside to even the count at 2-2. That was the 17th pick in 2007. In the air. So Gutierrez was playing that way. He's got it. The one out here in the bottom of the first. The Mariners defense looks like this: Wells, Gutierrez, and Ichiro Suzuki in the outfield. Seager, Rodriguez, Ackley, Smoke on the infield with Olivo the catcher.
9-pitch at bat by Jemile Weeks, and could have been longer. The 9th pitch was a ball down and in that he did swing at. But very good at bat. Started 0-2, fouled off 4 with a couple of strikes.
So Pennington steps in. He's a hot hitter, folks. He's got 8 RBIs in his last 3 games. 10 hits in his last 23 at bats. And the 4-hit game in Cleveland on Thursday.
If the shortstop is driven in 53, that puts him 3rd on the club in most production driving in runs behind Willingham and Matsui. That's pretty impressive. The shortstop, you want to play solid defense. He's a very good defensive shortstop, but can add some pop with the bat, and driving in key runs makes him even more valuable.
Takes high, and there's the walk. Here's our McDonald's True Stories. August 1st of this year, Hideki Matsui gets hit number 60,000 in A's franchise history, and he did it against Clayton Bevan. That's 60,000th career hit in A's franchise history. There you go. Happened in Seattle on August 1st. So Matsui again facing Bevan, and the pitch is a strike in the outside corner.
Going to show all the outs. 60,000 hits and how many at bats? Come on, Delaire, pull up that note. That's the all-time franchise batting average. That's a lot of zeros.
We'll just stick with the hits. How about that? 1-1 the count to Matsui with Willingham in the on-deck circle. Strike 2 call. So 1-2 the count. Pennington bluffed going and then stopped, and Matsui swings and misses.
Again, he's looking at Ty Waller, maybe try to figure out how long it's taking Bevan to get rid of the ball, but you never like to shoot up a flare, although left-handed hitter Matsui probably did not see Pennington take off towards second, and just kind of an emergency swing as the pitch was close enough for Matsui. Did not want to take it, trying to make contact, foul the ball, but a right-handed hitter is a little bit different because he can see the runner at first base taking off, and there are times he'll take a pitch thinking the runner is going to be on the move.
.23 home runs, 79 runs batted in for Josh Willingham. He's 1 for 7 in this series. Pennington inching off, does not go. Swing and a miss. Willingham is the designated hitter today. Yesterday, Matsui was the DH, so they've kind of flip-flopped those two, DH and left field, and I think it's helped them both. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Anytime a pitcher can utilize a fastball and move it in so many directions, different directions, it helps him, doesn't help a hitter, because any movement at all kind of takes away the aggressiveness at times of the hitter, thinking he's going to get a four-seam fastball, but I don't know if Bevan can even throw a ball straight. Shouldn't anyway.
So he likes to throw the fastball 69%. That's a pretty high percentage.
I think a lot of times they give that number, seeing the ball is a fastball velocity-wise, but the movement, again, with the 2 and 4 seam plus the cutter, I mean, there's a lot of different directions the fastball can go, so it elevates the number.
Close pitch, and now a full count. So Pennington will take off. Justin Smoke, the first baseman, will play right behind him. And that one runs inside, and there's the walk. So a couple of walks here in the bottom of the first.
And that might have been one that was supposed to go the opposite direction. Instead, it came down and in, and good at bat by Josh Willingham, not swinging at a very good pitcher's pitch.
Right fielder, Number 12, David DeJesus.
So DeJesus will hit. He's hitting in the 5th spot today. He did not play on Friday night. He was in the lineup yesterday, and he hit in the 5th spot yesterday as well. RBI opportunity with 2 outs for DeJesus.
That can always help a pitcher, I think, especially Trevor Cahill, who has been struggling. So if you get some early run support for him, maybe relax him. He struck out the side in the 1st inning using 3 different pitches to accomplish that. He ought to be sitting next to Brandon McCarthy, kind of rubbing up against him, you know, and just say, how did you do it? Let's see if we can match it today.
Foul back. Good swing by DeJesus. DeJesus was 1 for 4 yesterday with the run scored. Just a bit high. So Bevan, a lot of pitches, 27 here in the very 1st inning.
The A's hitter's not offering at his high pitches, and it was a hanging curveball, but still out of the strike zone.
And another close pitch and another good take by an A's hitter. So 3-1 the count.
Minimal number of bats of the A's against Bevan in just that 1 start, so not a lot of history as far as what players have done against him. So far, very patient this afternoon.
Shallow center. And Gutierrez has it. Side retired. So the A's get a couple of walks. They strand a pair. We're on to the 2nd. No score.
Fireworks show of the season is on Friday, September the 16th. The show, set to the sounds of Star Wars and presented by Kellamore Paints, begins after the A's play the Tigers right here at True Coliseum. Bring the family and your picnic blankets and enjoy the show from the outfield grass. For tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/tickets.
Justin Smoak to lead it off for the Mariners. He'll be followed by Miguel Olivo and Kyle Seager. Mariners got a one-out double from Gutierrez in the first, could not get him home. Cahill struck out 3 in that first inning.
Tim Cheetah, the veteran home plate umpire today, is showing one thing, that he likes the low strike, which sinker ball pitchers both are. Should enjoy that. Just get the ball down.
Smoke hitting .222 with 12 home runs. 44 runs batted in. A couple hits in this series. 2 for 7. Breaks his bat. Ranging far to his right is Weeks, and his throw pulls Allen off the bag, so Smoke is going to have a base hit.
Well, that's the reason yesterday these two middle infielders for the A's, a similar play with Weeks going to his right.
Batting in the 6th position.
Brett getting the kindling from the broken bat, but Weeks yesterday went to his right and flipped it to Pennington. This would have been a perfect play because that's such a difficult throw for a second baseman, thrown across his body. And Jamal Weeks just kind of flipped it. Good job by Brandon Allen coming off the bag. There was no chance if he stayed on the bag to get the runner. Weeks and Pennington pulled the great one yesterday. I believe it's one of the first pitch.
Breaking ball. $16 home runs, 55 RBIs, so the power number is good for Olivo. The batting average not so much. He's 0 for 4 in this series. A couple of strikeouts. Oh, that was on Friday night. Josh Bard was the catcher yesterday. The Mariners come in with a 58-80 record. They're tied for the 3rd worst record in the American League. Only the Orioles and the Royals have worse records. Mariners are tied with the Twins, so 58-80.
It's been a tough go for Ichiro Suzuki as far as winning seasons playing in Seattle. And I'm sure coming over from Japan, what his 11th season, he would like to play on a winner before his great career ends.
Well, last year, 61-101. Remember 2009, they thought they had turned the corner. They won 85 games in 2009, but then last year, 100-loss season and another difficult season this year. Toward right field, DeJesus on the move, and he's going to get there. He makes the catch. So a line drive out, and that is out number 1. Here's our Ford Wright choice. Ray just talked about it. Let's check it out.
Oh, that's perfect. And it took that play because we saw today with Jamal Weeks a little flip of the glove to Cliff Pennington. It's just like turning a double play, except it's one out. And these guys up the middle are playing great defensive baseball, and those are just instinct plays. They're not planned. They just happen. And since they're playing so well together, you're going to see more and more of that. Pennington had not gone behind Weeks on Smoke's ball and might have done it again today.
That play in the 9th inning, so it helped out Brandon McCarthy finish out his late game shutout. One 0 pitch to Kyle Seager, the young third baseman, is a bit outside.
You have a pitcher who throws strikes the way McCarthy has since he joined the club, and especially yesterday, not walking anybody. Your defense plays very well behind you. They're always alert, and plays like Weeks and Pennington pulled in the 9th inning. Not surprising that those type of plays happen.
Strike called. Cahill hopes he gets that pitch called a strike all afternoon. Seager, 273 with a couple of home runs. He's 0 for 6 in the series. that changeup. You see 80, 81, 82. That'll be the changeup for Trevor Cahill.
Struck out 3 in the first inning on a fastball, changeup, and curveball. 3 of his quality pitches.
Shallow center. Sweeney coming in, and he's not going to get it. Tried to deep smoke by putting up his glove, saying I got it, but could not quite get to it. So bloop single for Seager. A couple of hits here in the second for Seattle.
Well, off the end of the bat, and maybe just a slight hesitation, Ryan Sweeney, Cleveland, the ball hit over his head by Carrera. This time the ball dropping in front of him. And very tough for a center fielder to try to maybe cannot see or hear the ball hit off the bat, seeing that it's off the end of the bat, knowing that it's not going to be traveling very far.
So here's Casper Wells. Wells takes a bit outside. Wells has a home run in his career against Trevor Cahill. I believe that was in Seattle, was it not? Last time we were there. Swing and a miss. 240 with 10 home runs for Casper Wells. And that hit him. Suzuki thought maybe it hit the bat, but obviously it did not by the way Casper Wells went down.
Suzuki moving inside, and watch this ball just take off. Really kind of a four-seam fastball. Supposed to be down. Close your ears if you don't want to hear it. That's why Suzuki actually reacted the way he did. The sound went off the body of Wells. That definitely
right on the elbow.
Left elbow. Yeah, it's not good. Guys usually turn away. Maybe they got him right on the wristband, and it's up around his elbow. Should have pushed it up a little farther. It's too bad. It's a bad area, especially if it's right on the bone.
Yeah, that was a direct hit right on that elbow. And it's never good when the ball hitting a part of the body and it sounds like it actually may have hit the bat. That's not a good sign. But Wells goes down to first base, so for now he's going to stay in the game. The Mariners have the bases loaded, 1 out for Luis Rodriguez, a left-handed hitter. Rodriguez out in front, rolls it foul.
Well, Trevor Cahill, 3 strikeouts in the first inning. This is when he needs a strikeout. Cannot depend, although he is a ground ball pitcher, that would be just as good, just to get a ground ball to turn a double play. The danger of bases loaded, and infield is back hoping for 2, except on the corners they come to the plate.
Good pitch inside corner, and it's 0-2.
They do the same thing. This is a great two-seamer. Started inside, just like it did to Ackley. Two-seam fastball, go the same direction, or maybe down and in, and the ball go into it.
Shallow left center. Sweeney on the move. He's got it. Smoke will bluff and go back. And Sweeney throws a strike to the plate. So Cahill gets a big out there for the second out.
Down and in to Rodriguez, and Tried to inside out the pitch. But maybe the right guy hit it and just could not drive it enough. Slicing the ball, but Ryan Swinney this time played it perfectly, and there was absolutely no chance. Simply a fake by Smoke. Ryan Swinney showing off the strong arm.
So here's Ichiro. Change up for a strike. Ichiro struck out in the first inning. Ichiro's 9 for 22 in his career against Cahill. Cahill jumps ahead, which is always a good thing to do when the bases are loaded.
Just always concerned about Suzuki. Ichiro Suzuki, the infield, actually middle infield, is playing very deep because they could get a force at second. It's not like they have to throw out Suzuki at first on a ball that's hit, but he chops so many, hits so many slow infield balls.
And he somehow got a piece of that one. Ball was very close to being in the dirt.
Magician with the bat, there's no doubt.
The foul ball went between his legs.
He could bounce it, try to get him to chase. He will, but he'll foul it, maybe get a base hit.
Shoots that one into the seats. So the count remains 0-2. 40 pitches for Cahill so far in the game. Just a bit inside. Pretty good 0-2 pitch. And now 2-2. Looked like maybe Ray was trying to get that two-seamer to come back like he's got it to do today so far, but that time maybe he overthrew it a little bit, and it just didn't have that movement that brings it back into the strike zone.
And when he overthrows, the ball cuts on him instead of comes back like the two-seamer.
That one bounced. Allen has it. He'll step on the bag, side retired. So the Mariners leave them loaded, and we're going to the bottom of the second. No score.
Moneyball Day with the A's. Purchase a field level ticket with a special code and get a pass to see the upcoming feature film at participating Bay Area theaters. Also, 10,000 fans will receive a Moneyball t-shirt presented by Pepsi Max. For more information and tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/Moneyball.
Bottom of the second inning, no score as Brandon Allen steps in. A's stranded a pair in the bottom of the first. They got a couple of walks against Blake Bevan. Allen, Sweeney, and Suzuki. New left fielder is Trayvon Robinson. He takes over for Casper Wells. So Wells got hit in that left elbow. So Wells out of the game, and it's Trayvon Robinson. So Robinson will hit in the 8th spot.
As much people say, well, why don't you just gut it out, play? But, boy, you need ice. It's like with Coco Crisp yesterday, fouling him off his foot again. And not in the lineup today, but, boy, it's so important to get the ice, immediately get the attention. You wait around, maybe finish the game, and all of a sudden you start missing more games because you didn't take the precaution of coming out.
2-2 to Brandon Allen, hitting the numbers with the Athletics. .259 with 3 home runs. Been struggling as of late, though. He lines that one fair into the corner, and Allen is going to hit the bag at second, and he's going to put on the brakes. So a line drive double for Brandon Allen.
Well, you're right. His numbers kind of show a little bit of a struggle, but the best thing Bob Melvin is doing is keeping him in the lineup. And now with Connor Jackson being traded, he just reacted on a fastball down and in. And he was thinking 3. He might have not picked up his third base coach Mike Gallego on his way to second base. He kind of hit the bag and then turned. But Ichiro usually gets the ball back in quickly. There he picked it up briefly, then hit the bag, looked again, and saw that he better stop, and that was a good idea. He had thrown out third, leading off, but Brandon Allen going through a little bit of a struggle, and the best thing for him, because the game is not that easy. It's a very humbling game, especially swinging the bat. He admitted he's thinking a little bit too much, looking for certain pitches instead of just reacting as he did on the ball he just hit.
So Sweeney steps in, hitting .272 with a homer and 21 RBIs. Robinson on the move into foul territory. He goes into a dive. He cannot quite come up with it.
Ball kept slicing away from Robinson. It's one of those you just have to sprint to the bag or to the ball as quickly as you can because the way it is slicing. And here's an opportunity for Ryan Sweeney to try to get out in front, top hand the ball, and pull it. He normally hits the ball to left field. That's why Robinson's playing the way he is. You just try to pull the ball in this situation.
And he does. Smoke has it. He'll step on the bag. So Sweeney does his job. Well, he got something off speed, and that helped him out. Right?
Sweeney did the job, but the pitcher didn't necessarily, well, didn't help himself. He helped Ryan Sweeney. And he just hit a ball to left field, and what does he do? He comes back with a breaking ball, which is perfect for Ryan Sweeney to accomplish it. And got the top hand, pulled the ball. No chance for that one to go to left field.
So Kurt Suzuki steps in. First pitch is a bit low. So for sake of argument, though, Ray, maybe the pitcher's thinking, hey, a fastball outside half, that's the pitch Sweeney likes. Which it is. He likes the ball out over the plate. So I guess that's the dilemma for the pitcher. 13 homers, 37 RBIs for Kurt Suzuki. He's 1 for 5 in the series. There's a shot left center field, and that's a base hit, and the A's will take the lead. And Kurt with a big turn. He's got an RBI single, 1-0 Athletics.
On the top of the inning, the Mariners are the bases loaded, 1 out, did not score. And the A's, great baseball in this inning. Double, got him over, and Kurt Suzuki gets him in. Took the pitch down and in, but then gets a better pitch to hit over the drawn-in infield. And that's just a great way of manufacturing a run. They did everything correctly in the first 3 batters in this inning.
So Scott Sizemore steps in. Sizemore with a home run yesterday. Tacked on that 3rd run for the A's, 3rd and final run. Sizemore with 8 homers and 41 RBIs.
Suzuki with the leg kick and ultra mo gets the 2-seam fastball that enabled him to extend his arms.
(3-0).
Scott Sizemore likes the Mariners. He took Vargas deep the last time the Mariners were here in Pineda yesterday, and that was after the Cliff Pennington 2-run double, hitting on 3-0, and Scott Sizemore again a very good swing against the Mariners. This time a very hard throwing Pineda, who by the way made the start yesterday. He'll only make 2 more starts. Carl Willis, the pitching coach, said that will be it. They'll shut him down for the season and then increase it to maybe about 190, 195 innings next year. But the youngsters had a fantastic season, so the A's will be fortunate. They don't have to face him whenever they close the season out in Seattle.
So that's the 3rd walk by Bevan. And here comes Carl Willis, the pitching coach. So double. Sweeney got him over, RBI single, and now a walk. 2 on and still just 1 out.
Now, the A's will not face Pineda in the final series in Seattle, but they do know that as long as King Felix and Pineda are in the rotation of these Mariners, they're going to be seeing a lot of those 2. That's going to be a very good 1-2 combination for the Mariners. Vargas also pitching well, so they've got some good young pitchers.
Well, they also had the 2nd overall pick in the draft, and they picked a left-handed pitcher, college pitcher, who just in reading about him, a lot of people felt like it's not going to take long before he gets to the big leagues.
Maybe about the time that King Felix is a free agent and Yankees come calling. Because when he is a free agent about 27, 28, you talk about back up the Brinks truck, because they're going to be offering a ton of money for King Felix Hernandez. And of course, the Mariners hopeful that they can continue to sign him. They have him under a long-term contract, but wow, he's going to be young when that expires.
Top of the order, and Jemile Weeks. And that pitch on the outside corner strike. Weeks hit a fly ball to center field in the 1st inning. 11-game hitting streak for the A's rookie second baseman. It's going to be 12. No. Devon Robinson, using that great speed, came racing in from left field. So that's the 2nd out.
Robinson probably thinks he's playing football on this multi-purpose stadium. The way he looks and the way he goes after a ball. Good speed. Got the legs with the pant legs pulled up.
Looks like he could be running back.
Yes, he could. I think he's thinking, put some more lines out here, Clay Wood. Let's see what it's like. Of course, he'd be running where the bleachers are located at the outfield.
Pennington, and that is a fair ball. Nice play by Smoke. And he steps on the bag, side retired. A's get a run. Kurt Suzuki's RBI single. The A's have a 1-0 lead after 2.
This season, you can get a Plaza Level, Plaza Outfield, or Plaza Reserve ticket for just $2. Take advantage of this offer for the rest of the summer as the A's match up against the Angels, Rangers, and more. Tickets for all bar $2 Wednesdays at the Coliseum box office by phone. And for more information or to order online, visit OaklandAthletics.com. We'll see you here Wednesday for the homestand finale against the Kansas City Royals. A Wednesday afternoon game. After the next 3 games, day, night, day against Kansas City. So 3 consecutive day games followed by the night game on Tuesday, another day game on Wednesday.
Gutierrez got that off the end of the bat a little bit. Matsui's under it, and he's got it. Wow. So that'll bring up Dustin Ackley.
Now batting.
But Ray, we got some goodies today. We want to thank Aileen Marazzo, who sang the national anthem today. She is a breast cancer survivor, and she thought it was important that she make us some goodies, and she gets a little bit of everything, chocolate related, and it's good. And we wanted to thank Aileen and wish her the best of luck going on in the future. On Breast Cancer Awareness Day here at
now batting
the Coliseum.
Mike.
I understand you stopped by the receptionist, picked him up, huh?
She was in there. She handed me the basket.
Well, at least I'm glad you brought the stuff up to share.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't say how many bags of goodies she gave us, but I brought one up here. My trunk could be full. Who knows? Now, very nice lady. We appreciate her bringing it up. And she did a great job with the national anthem. Mike Karp, the hitter. Ackley single, the 4th hit for the Mariners. They stranded the bases loaded in the 2nd inning. Karp has had a very tough series. He's 0 for 9 with 6 strikeouts. Swing and a miss on 2-0. So a 2-0 changeup. Karp swings through it.
Well, that's for Trevor Cahill. He has the assortment of pitches. He can do that. And, of course, he also has a 2-seam fastball. When it's working well, he can go 2-0, where a hitter might be thinking 4-seam fastball, gets the 2-seamer, hits a ground ball, gets a double play. Change up just as good a pitch to get the swing and miss.
Tough hop handled by Weeks, and that's another nice double play. Not as easy as it looked. The A's took care of it. 4-6-3. Side retired. top of the third.
Well, as you explained and described a short hopper, watch the short hop catch the flick back-handed to Cliff Pennington. He makes it look easy. Got out of the way of the oncoming runner, and Cliff Pennington completed the double play. A nice way to kind of show off your skills up the middle. And, boy, these two guys are continuing to make the great plays. And there's another one.
First pitch to Hideki Matsui leading off the bottom of the third is a bit high.
I'll tell you, if the A's can start the new season playing sound defense, which is what they were supposed to do this year instead of making 4 or 5 errors opening night, that could set the stage for a very good season.
Nobody's going to get this one, and it's off the wall. Matsui digging for second, and he's going to get in there with a head first slide, or with a feet first slide.
Hideki Matsui at his best. You pitch him away thinking you take away his power. He almost hit it over the jagged edge in left center. Pitch tailing away from him, belts high, and a nice swing by Matsui. It's not going out, so he knew he had to hustle because the ball high off the wall, coming back quickly. And there was a close play as Gutierrez played the ball off the wall, strong throw in, but Matsui able to get there. So see if the A's can execute again this inning like they did last inning.
And that's a base hit center field. Matsui will be held at third. So Willingham goes to the right side, and he ends up getting a base hit.
Well, the ultra ball with Hideki Matsui. Watch this ball tailing away from Matsui. And just watch the swing. The front shoulder tucked in, stayed strong. Great extension and a nice swing by Godzilla. But I tell you what, just as good a swing by Willingham, who, even though he is a power hitter, hitting fourth in the A's lineup, had a great inside-out swing, hitting the ball to right center. So very good first two hitters in this inning going opposite field against Bevan.
So here's DeJesus, first and third, nobody out. DeJesus hit a fly ball to center field to end the first inning. And that came with a couple of runners on. Inside, 2-0. On deck is Brandon Allen. Nice strike call. So now DeJesus should be ready to go. 3-1.
You see the 3-0, and that's why Bob Melvin has given hitters a green light 3-0, because that was kind of a get me over fastball. If you don't come out of your shoes and just take a nice easy swing as Pennington did yesterday, you can do some damage on a 3-0 fastball.
This one toward left center. Gutierrez got a good jump. He's going to track it down near the wall. Plenty deep for Matsui to trot home. So more good situational hitting as DeJesus gets the sacrifice fly, and it's 2-0 A's.
Well, sometimes you might get just as good a pitch or maybe better on 3-1. And David DeJesus, a nice, very nice swing. Feel like Gutierrez can play some center field and had him shaded that direction anyway. So back-to-back innings. Very impressive. The A's manufacturing a run with good, fundamentally sound baseball.
Allen skies one left side of the diamond. Seager fights that sun, and he's got it. So Brandon Allen goes after the first pitch, and it looked like a pretty good pitch to hit. He popped it up. So 2 outs for Sweeney.
Now batting, number 15, Ryan Sweeney.
Sweeney moved a runner over in the second inning, helped the A's get their first run. Good pitch there by Bevan. Off speed outside corner, and Tim Cheetah calls it a strike. So that was pitch number 60 for Bevan. So that's high total for 2 outs in the third inning.
Well, the A's have been aggressively swinging the bat, but they will make you work and throw strikes, which is a great combination. Getting good pitches to hit, but letting the pitcher continue to throw a lot of pitches, get him out early.
Hard hit ball. Nice play by Ackley on the short hop, and he throws out Sweeney. Run on a couple of hits for the A's, and we're on to the fourth. 2-0 Athletics. Two A's pitchers prior to Brandon McCarthy this season to have at least 4 complete games. Just a terrific performance by Brandon McCarthy, his second career shutout. He had 98 pitches heading into the ninth. No question. Finished with 114 pitches. There was not one Mariner base runner that made it past second base. So to say he was in charge would be an understatement.
Well, very deserving too, but the way he has worked and been able to stay healthy, with the exception of one short stint on the disabled list this season. And
Weeks takes care of Smoke.
And his cut fastball, his curveball, the cutter, and his arm angle, which creates more ground ball outs. And then, of course, the good four-seam fastball up the ladder with the fastball, pitching up in the zone. Hitters were going for them and even down. But I think the cut fastball, which we have seen since his return from the disabled list, cutter has been working well. The curveball, and just a fantastic day. By the way, that's Dallas Braden that we're looking to the left right there. That is Dallas. I know there's been a missing person report sent out in the clubhouse with his picture, and so it's nice to see Dallas Braden. And we may be looking at one of those in our trivia question, because I think last year, in addition to the perfect game, he had a few complete games. So we'll see if he is the answer, but it's good to see him, though.
Yep.
He is rehabbing, as is Brett Anderson.
Out in front, checks up. Suzuki stays with it, and Olivo's retired.
Boy, that's a very good play. First of all, for Kurt Suzuki to let the ball check up instead of going after it and have it spin past him. But I don't know if we'll see what Brandon Allen did at first base with the runner going down the line. He was off the bag, getting a good target for Kurt Suzuki. The ball check up, and Kurt picked it up, and Allen, see there, it's off the bag, giving a better look for Kurt Suzuki instead of throwing into the runner. That's just a very smart play by the A's young first baseman.
Big swing and a miss by Kyle Seager.
Yeah, check Allen, see the runner, see Allen's off the bag, and it just makes it so much easier for a catcher. Instead of the first baseman standing on the bag, he has to deal with the base runner, although it looked like Olivo might have been inside the baseline, and had he been hit, would have been out anyway because of interference. But Brandon Allen just continues to impress with his work around first base. My apologies. It's Brandon Allen, not Brandon McCarthy. He would not be playing first base today after pitching yesterday. The two Brandons.
Now, if this was college baseball, maybe. Pitch on Saturday night. Play first on Sunday.
Well, how many clubs do you have two Brandons in the same club?
You got to be careful. Two to Seager.
Nice that Trevor Cahill has a couple of runs to work with, as his club has scored a run in each of the last two innings.
Well, you got a shutdown inning in the top of the third, trying to do it again here in the top of the fourth.
One especially after getting the first two outs on a minimal amount of pitches. Not want the inning to continue, especially as it goes to a 3-2 count.
Strike three called. Everybody knew it, and that is strikeout number 4 for Trevor Cahill. Bottom of the fourth coming up. It'll be Suzuki, Sizemore, and Weeks. 2-0 A's.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engine.
Last two ace pitchers prior to McCarthy this season to have at least 4 complete games. Ray, you were right. Last year, Dallas Braden with 5 complete games. Mark Mulder, back in 2004, had 5. Kurt Suzuki drives the first pitch to center field, but Gutierrez is under it. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
See, there's a special delivery to you, a bag of grapes. Monty Moore, of course, talked to Monty and his son Donnie, and Donnie's family came up to the game yesterday, and a hand-delivered grapes. And
how good do they look?
Absolutely.
They're like the biggest grapes I've ever seen.
Indeed. Monty Moore down in Porterville had his grapes harvested, and
thank you, Monty. They look delicious.
Donnie came up with his family and brought the supply of grapes. So we thank Monty Moore, and always good to talk to Monty. The first thing he said, talking to him, he said, "Scrap Iron's there now, huh?" Tell Scrap Iron hello. It's one of my favorites. Monty broadcast back in the 70s when Phil Garner, now advisor to Bob Melvin, was in those A's teams. I asked Phil, as he was playing in '76 when Chuck Tanner was managing there at Scrap Iron. I said, "How many bases did you steal?" He said, "I don't know, about 30. He said, "I've never stolen bases in the minor leagues, but Chuck Tanner took over in '76. He said, everybody's going to run." They stole well over 300. But special advisors for Bob Melvin is Phil Garner brought in. Of course, he managed 3 different teams. He took the Houston Astros to the World Series in '05, only to be the second-place team, the White Sox. Did a good job with the Astros.
Well, Bob Melvin credits him with kind of teaching him the game from a managerial standpoint.
Well, and Phil said Chuck Tanner did the same thing for him. When he was managing, he brought Chuck in, got him an advisory capacity. And so Phil Garner said 30, but we're just corrected. Thank you to Larry. He had 35 stolen bases. But for somebody that had never run, and all of a sudden he's stealing that many. Sal Bando, everybody was running. The '76 Oakland Athletics.
2-2 to Jamal Weeks. When Blake Bevan had to settle down a little bit. He's retired 5 in a row. With the A's leading 2-0. Trayvon Robinson playing very shallow. He makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down inning. That's the first one for Blake Bevan. 2-0. Athletics lead after 4. $500 cash every hour from noon until 11 p.m. Visit cashcreek.com for details. Beautiful day in the Bay Area. The A's with a 2-0 lead, top of the 5th inning. How about yesterday, huh? In the Bay Area? If you're a sports fan, just pick where you wanted to go. You had an A's game here. You had a Stanford football game down on the farm. The Cal Bears played at Candlestick. Giants played at AT&T Park. According to the newspapers, over 140,000 total fans attended those 4 events. So busy day.
Some of the folks did see multiple events.
You could
with
pull
everything going on.
Leadoff walk to Trayvon Robinson.
Now immediately Kurt Suzuki out to visit with his pitcher, and that's good because you do not want to take it for granted that with a couple of runs on the board, and especially a 4-pitch walk to the 8th place hitter. And we hope Casper Wells is doing okay with the ice on his elbow. It did not sound great, but I'm sure he's being attended to and hope he's okay.
So Luis Rodriguez steps in. There was a big at-bat by Rodriguez in the 2nd inning. Came up with the bases loaded and 1 out and hit a shallow fly ball to center field. Sweeney made the catch, threw a strike home, and the runners had to hold.
Well, after 4-pitch walk to Robinson, the runner at first base, then a first pitch curveball to Rodriguez, and that's always good to take you away from a pitch that's not working. First thing a pitcher can do if he can't throw a strike with a fastball, especially, then throw another pitch, change it up a little bit. Now he might go back to the 2-seamer.
Allen knocks it down, can't find it, kicks it, still gets to it, and puts his hand on the bag, and he gets the out.
Well, that is a smart play, especially to use his right hand, the bare hand. And he could not find it, and when he kicked it, he had to panic, but the runner was on the move, so no chance for double play, and didn't know where it was, then kicked it. Watch this, got the ball in his glove and then reached back and touched the bag with his right hand. That's just like your foot, same way, and then had to worry about the runner coming down, slight collision, and of course about 225, 235 pounder. I'm sure he's taking more blows than that in football, but that's a great play by Brandon Allen. Oh, the horrible feeling of, you know it's around you, but you don't know where, and then all of a sudden you feel you kicked it.
So it was even closer than he realized. It was right at his foot. He hung with it, got the out. Robinson goes to second.
You know how many guys would have taken the ball in the glove and try to reach back farther with the glove and the ball, thinking they had to tag the bag?
So 2-0 to Ichiro Suzuki, who has struck out and grounded out. 2 for 10 in the series. Franklin Gutierrez is the on-deck hitter. That's bounced into right field, and that's a base hit. Robinson digging around third, and he's going to score. So Ichiro comes through, and it's 2-1. RBI number 36 for Ichiro Suzuki.
Well, unfortunately, a 4-pitch leadoff walk, and he was running on the previous at-bat by Rodriguez. Then a hanging curveball to Ichiro results in a base hit. And with the speed of Robinson, they're not going to throw him out. And now he's looking back. The ball's on the ground. Just look for your third base coach to tell you what to do. But he's just teasing everybody with his speed.
So here's Gutierrez. So it's a 2-1 lead now for the A's. First pitch is inside. Gutierrez, 1 for 2. A .363 hitter in his career at the O.co Coliseum. UL Washington's on there. Ray, you must have played against UL Washington, huh?
Only when he had a toothpick.
Yeah. Otherwise, he wasn't in the lineup.
It's the only one that I ever saw play shortstop with a toothpick in his mouth.
My late mother once said when she watched UL Washington, she said, he's going to swallow that.
That's what everybody thought.
She was worried about that.
That's right.
And she was not the only one either, I'm sure. UL had that toothpick, and he was not going to take it out. Ichiro goes, throw to second base, not in time. So Suzuki gets the stolen base. That is his 34th of the year.
Kurt Suzuki, slight delay with a change, but the ball, a good throw to second base, but it just shows you the kind of jump that Ichiro had with Trevor Cahill.
.30 pitch is in for a strike, so 3-1. So that's the tying run now. Ichiro with the 34 steals. He's only been thrown out 6 times. And Ichiro's going to third, and that one's bounced foul.
Fortunately, he fouled it. As Ichiro would have had that one stolen, and that would have been even harder for Trevor Cahill to have a runner at third on a 3-2 count with Gutierrez. So nobody's really holding Ichiro at second, and he probably has been one of the best in his 10+ years of stealing third base. Only Weeks can try to hold him close, and not much he can do.
Well, the stolen base has been an issue for Trevor Cahill as far as holding runners on. He's allowed 27 stolen bases this year, second most in the American League. Gutierrez bounces one in the hole. Pennington straightens up, throws in time. Ichiro stays at second. Well, it's where after the game is as important as the game itself. Immediately following every Raiders game this season, change the channel to Comcast Sportsnet California for Raiders Post Game Live. It's hosted by Jim Kozimor with former Raider Bill Romanowski and Tony Bruno. Kate Longworth and insider Paul Gutierrez will be live in the locker room in Denver. Complete Raiders coverage every night. Sportsnet Central and CSNCalifornia.com. Here's Dustin Ackley. And Ackley takes just a bit low. Ackley with a strikeout and a single. And Kurt Suzuki going to reach back, and he was able to grab it, keep it from going to the backstop. 2-0.
Really had to reach, especially as hard as the ball was thrown. You know, a lot of times the catcher will do that with a curveball. That was just a fastball, got away.
A 2-0 changeup. Drops low, 3-0. Josh Outman is going to start to get loose.
Here might be a time for a hitter to get a green light. 3-0. First base is open. Really don't have to give him much to hit.
And it's just a bit high. So there's the walk.
Surprising thing, it's only the 82nd pitch thrown by Trevor Cahill. He'll get a visit from his pitching coach, but Josh Outman, maybe they're looking for some outs.
Yep.
But Trevor going along smoothly. 4 hits the first 3 innings. But it seems this season when Trevor Cahill has walked a batter, it's been on 4 pitches. It's not been a case where he's thrown pitches close, and in this particular inning, a leadoff walk, and he's come around to score the first run for the Mariners.
Now batting, number 20, Mike.
So here's Carp. The Mariners have stranded 4 through the first 4 innings. They got 2 on and 2 out here in the 5th. There's 3 of those 4 were in the 2nd inning. And Carp right back to Cahill. He reaches down, grabs it, the underhand, and Cahill gets out of it. But a run does score on the Ichiro base hit, so it's 2-1 after 4.5. Lines for Bay Area baseball bragging rights. It doesn't matter if you wear an A's, Giants, or one of those split caps. Join the Bobcast crew for a weekly battle of Bay debate. CSNCalifornia.com, your interactive home for Bay Area baseball all season long. 2-1. The A's lead the Mariners. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. Pennington, Matsui, and Willingham. Blake Bevan has retired 6 in a row. The Rangers won today 11-4 at Fenway Park. So the Rangers went into Boston and took 2 out of 3.
They won the first game 10-0, lost last night with the Rangers, or the Red Sox scoring 12 runs, and then back today, the Rangers 11 more.
The pitcher, Bevan, says I can handle it, and he does. So 1 out. And the Angels with a 2-1 lead over the Twins. That game in the 8th inning already down in Anaheim.
Now batting, left fielder.
Slowey and Pinheiro are the starters in that game. So the Angels are going to have to win to remain 3.5 back.
Still say that division, or this division with those 2 teams, might come down to the final 3 games of the season in Arlington, Texas.
That's right, yep.
The A's are going to face the Rangers twice more.
Driven to left, hit pretty well. Trayvon Robinson is back, and it's off the wall. Matsui is going to have a double. So Matsui, a couple doubles off the wall today.
Well, he almost sliced it over the 367 mark to the left of the out-of-town scoreboard. His double, his first one, this one again a similar pitch, and he goes to left field as he did in his last at-bat. One was more towards left center. This one slicing just almost over the 367 mark. That would have been a thing of beauty, but didn't make it. Still very good hitting.
So the A's trying to get that run back. Willingham takes a strike.
Oh, look at the movement of the pitch, and then another very good swing by Matsui. If he tries to pull the ball, he's going to roll over and hit an easy ground ball to the right side. And the way the second baseman has been playing in shallow right field, it's even smarter hitting for him. Take it to the opposite field.
Oh, 2 to Willingham.
Last at bat, nobody out. Josh Willingham trying to move Suzuki. This time there is one out, so he's trying to drive him in.
A walk and that single for Willingham. Close pitch. 2-2. The count's been worked back to a full count. Outman, so throwing for the A's. Bullpen. Swing and a miss. Like a hanger.
Yeah,
Willingham missed it.
Stayed with a breaking pitch, and this one probably fooled him because the ball's down the middle. Previous sliders had been towards the outside part of the plate, breaking off the plate, but this one there, and it's so frustrating as a hitter. You see the hanger, you see it coming, and say, how in the heck can you miss it? Must have foul tipped it as he looked back to Olivo.
So DeJesus with a chance to come through. He had a sacrifice fly in the third. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
I think David DeJesus looking forward to his former team coming into town tomorrow for the next 3 games. The Royals. He was acquired from Kansas City during this past offseason.
Well, we know he enjoyed going back to Kansas City a lot.
He was take a look at a check swing by David, but when the A's were in Tampa on the way to Toronto, the off day he stayed there as the Royals did come in to play Tampa Bay. So an organization as long as he was, there were a lot of friendships developed, and I'm sure he will take care of them while they're in town starting tomorrow. All-Star game 2012 will be in Kansas City, and that's going to be a hot one with no roof to close, as was the case in Arizona this year. Kansas City's done so much to their stadium and promised and received the 2012 Midsummer Classic. It'd be nice.
Well, I think we both agree it's one of our favorite stadiums.
They've really done a lot in the same location. Just spent a lot of money, about $250–300 million to make it a better place. And of course, the parking is there with Arrowhead next to it, the football stadium. And it's far enough away from downtown, there's no chance that anything's going to grow up around it, build up around it.
DeJesus shoots another one foul. So the count remains 2-2. Trying to get Matsui home. And let's see if he can do it. Trayvon Robinson, throw to the plate. Here comes Matsui, and not handled by Olivo. And the A's get the run back. If Olivo handles it, I think Matsui's probably out, but he did not.
All you have to do is watch Olivo. He peaked. And anytime you don't catch the ball first, it's very hard to catch it. And David DeJesus, a great at bat. And give Mike Gallego credit. It's a curveball down and in. And even though Robinson playing shallow makes a strong throw, watch Olivo just peek up just a little bit to see where the runner was and did not plainly catch the baseball. Matsui really busting it down the line. And Olivo knew it, and it happens too often. Instead, a guy just making sure he catches the ball first. And strong throw by Robinson.
This one's popped up. Tough play, and it drops, and it's foul. Was not foul by a lot. There's no man's land out there.
Well, Seager thought he had it easily with the ball coming back, and it was about 6 inches foul, but just barely. And Matsui doing a very good job. And look at the on-deck hitter, Brandon Allen, saying slide to the inside. And that was impressive for him to be there, and even more so to be down on his knees, telling Matsui with the ball going to the third base dugout side, make sure he slid towards the inside. Some runners can't make that adjustment, but Matsui, with base runner, was able to do it. Can't find too many things that Brandon Allen is not doing correctly. I mean, he is very sharp.
One and two now to Allen. So the A's get that run back that they allowed in the top of this inning. And that can be deflating to a team like the Mariners, who, quite frankly, just don't score very much.
I think they're holding up all of baseball with the fewest runs scored.
Yep. That one hit hard, but foul. 92 pitches for Blake Bevan. He's given up 6 hits. There's a shot, base hit right center field. Allen is going to knock in a run, and he's going to do it with a double. 4-1 A's.
Got to get another big 2-out hit. DeJesus, the first one, and Brandon Allen. What a great swing. Well, when he swings the bat, he generates some power. That's a 2-strike swing. And the big guy, again, thinking extra bases once he hit it into the gap. He knows there are 2 outs. He knows it's going to take a strong throw by Ichiro to even make it close. And Brandon Allen, second double today. So much for Brandon Allen struggling.
Josh Lukey starting to throw. Angels have added a run. They lead the Twins 3-1 now in the 8th inning. So the A's with a couple of big 2-out RBI hits to get runs 3 and 4 on the board. Ryan Sweeney is 0 for 2. Sweeney had a hit taken away from him in the third by Dustin Ackley.
It looks like Outman's going to be coming in the 6th inning as he gets up again. So Trevor Cahill, just 5 innings for him. And pitch count's up a little bit, but not to the point you think it would be a concern that maybe something else is going on, but looks like Outman's going to be coming in.
'83 pitches. Nevin showing a little frustration on the mound. He thought that was a strike, but called inside. So 3-1 to Sweeney. And Sweeney toward the bullpen. Looks like it may have knocked over the box that maybe holds the seeds and the cups and maybe the gum. Who knows? So full count. Sweeney again toward the bullpen. A lot of pitches for Bevan.
He's thrown 12 after what should have been the 3rd out. If Olivo hangs onto the ball, that would have ended the inning.
Change up and Sweeney strikes out, but the A's get 2 on 3 hits. So we're through 5 and the A's lead 4-1. It's tonight at 10:30 on our sister station, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Lots of highlights from our game here at the Coliseum. Giants and the Diamondbacks playing in San Francisco, and you'll have full reports on the Raiders and the 49ers. Damon Andrews, Scott Reese.
Well, Trevor Cahill is going to get his 10th win. He's going to need 12 outs from a very well-rested bullpen because of what Brandon McCarthy did yesterday and what what Moscoso did on Friday night. Look at the numbers for Josh Outman. Did a great job in Boston. He unfortunately was pitching late in Cleveland in that 16-inning game and picked up the loss, but he has been pitching well. And Gio, 7 innings on Thursday. Moscoso, 7 innings Friday. McCarthy, 9 yesterday. So I'd say the bullpen's quite rested.
Smoke, Olivo, Seager against Outman. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Smoke's the switch hitter. He swings at a pitch in the dirt, and it's 0-2. Smoke with a single and a ground out. That coming against Trevor Cahill.
Good to see Michael Wirtz thrown in the A's bullpen. He just reactivated off the disabled list and not seeing him the month of August.
Broken bat. Weak scoops it, and that's out number 1. So Smoke is 1 for 3, and that'll bring up Olivo.
Now batting, number 30, Miguel Olivo.
Olivo's 0 for 2. 5 hits for the Mariners. The A's have 7.
The first pitch.
He did. Matsui has it, and that's out number 2. How many walks does Olivo have?
Now batting, number 15.
Olivo has
Kyle Seager.
20 walks and 120 strikeouts. So here's Kyle Seager with 2 outs. Sharp slider, but it drops low. Seager had a hit in the second, and he struck out looking in the 4th.
Think of what Bob Melvin said about Josh Outman, especially after his 4 innings of pitching in Boston, 7 strikeouts, and Skipper said, I could throw that hard. And before his surgery, he was throwing even harder, and he is coming back and a vital member of this staff, whether as a starter, which he has enjoyed starting. Outman has. But I think you get a point in time in your career, you say, whatever keeps me in the big leagues, I will do it.
Well, we talked about it in our open, Ray. This is your chance to impress the manager. And I think, Bob Melvin in his spot, he's got a clean slate with everybody, right? I mean, what does he know about Josh Outman? He knows what he sees.
Exactly. Well, in a sense, though, Bob Melvin is evaluating and being evaluated because he is on an interim basis at this point, and we're all hopeful that that will not be an interim. It'll be a full-on manager, but a lot of things, it's really kind of tough to make some decisions in a sense, but I don't think there's any doubt. I think he's odds-on favorite to be the manager in the future, and let's hope Chris has done a very good job.
12, Trayvon Robinson.
And a scrap iron, Phil Garner. Good friend, and of course they worked together as Bob Melvin was Gar's bench coach, so a little bit of a change for Phil Garner, but good to see him back.
Big bouncer in the hole. Pennington to second, and they get the out there. Side retired. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It's the A's 4 and the Mariners 1. Coors Light Freeze Camp is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. It's the world's most refreshing beer. Blake Bevan is done for the afternoon as the Mariners have gone to the bullpen when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. It's your oil change tune-up and Spog experts. Josh Luecke, the hard-throwing right-hander, comes in. He'll face Suzuki, Sizemore, and Weeks. It's the bottom of the 6th inning, and the A's have a 4-1 lead. Blake Bevan, part of the Cliff Lee trade. Josh Luecke, part of the Cliff Lee trade, as was Justin Smoke. Suzuki with an RBI single and a fly ball to center field. The overhand curve and a good one. 0-2. 101 pitches for Blake Bevan. 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Luecke, a hard thrower. Suzuki checks his swing, no swing. Luecke is 6'5", 220 pounds, and he's 26 years old.
That fastball you're talking about, elevated to about 96 miles per hour, right over the top. It's a good curveball and a split finger fastball.
Take there by Kurt Suzuki, and it's a full count.
Kind of a time of the year when Adam Roden really excels in preparing, getting footage of as the A's either have seen or have not seen, and whether it be video or the scouting report. So Adam doing a great job as always.
Rodriguez, the shortstop, calls off Seager, the third baseman, for the out.
See, that's a smart play. You get a better angle. You got a couple of infielders, one looking right into the sun, and shortstop Rodriguez a better angle coming over, and you always look for somebody to help. If you're looking in the sun, you can't find the ball.
So Sizemore hits with 1 out.
Santos just threw a 120-mile-an-hour fastball that Anthony Rucker couldn't handle. But the A's will go for an inning, a reliever, try to finish off this game. De Los Santos is getting loose for the 7th.
Sizemore, a walk and a line drive out to center field. Rodriguez, the shortstop, throws out Sizemore for the 2nd out.
Now batting, second baseman, number 19.
So top of the order in Jemile Weeks. Weeks sitting on that 11-game hitting streak. He's 0 for 3 today. First pitch is low. Weeks with 3 fly ball outs in the game, 1 to center, 2 to left. So the Angels won that game 4-1 over the Twins, so they remain 3.5 back of the Rangers, who won today 11-4 in Boston. The A's will play each of those 2 teams 6 more times, like you were talking about, Ray. just off the plate. 2-2 to Weeks. That one toward left center. But Trevon Robinson with his speed tracks it down. 3 up, 3 down inning for Josh Luecke. From Pleasanton ask, hey, can you guys show the Scott Hatteberg walk-off home run for the 20th consecutive win in 2002? Stanley, yes, we can. And here it is.
Yeah, Bill King's call. Oh. Ross Grimsley, the A's with an 11-0 lead, only to have the Royals tie it. And Scott Hatteberg, more emotion in that one trip around the bases that he would ever show anytime. Billy Conchu blew the save, climbing on the back of somebody as Scott Hatteberg did not start the game, pinched hit, and you will see that really reenacted in the upcoming movie Moneyball, out soon in most theaters around the country.
It is the 9-year anniversary, September 4th, 2002, when Hatteberg hit that home run.
Coincidentally, it would be the Royals in town tomorrow for a 3-game series.
Hey, when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Oil Change Tune-Up and Smog experts as Faustino de los Santos takes over here in the 7th. Facing Luis Rodriguez, the shortstop.
A's had their 20-game win streak in Minneapolis at the Metrodome. Is the trip after the successful 20th consecutive win. But boy, you know, it's really still hard to believe that a team with Tim Hudson on it could get 11-run lead with Tim Hudson, and you're saying there's no way you're going to need to win it with walk-off fashion on the pinch hit home run.
Yeah, you had that one in the books.
Yeah, I mean that Tim Hudson has been a great pitcher throughout his career, and just one of those nights.
3-1 to Rodriguez. He'll be followed by Ichiro and then Gutierrez. And that one there, 3-2. That's the giveaway today. The pink Argyle scarf for Breast Cancer Awareness Day. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
And 97-mile-an-hour rear back throw at heater, and De Los Santos This guy could be just exactly what the A's are looking for in the 7th inning. This guy is unbelievable with his fastball, the movement on his fastball. And you take a look at his facial hair, you never know what he's going to come out with the next day. He's between Gio Gonzalez getting a haircut before every start. De Los Santos, every day is something new. Kind of a stop and go, huh?
That's right. Got to be ready. 2-0 to Ichiro Suzuki, who was 1 for 3 and an RBI single in the 5th. Only run for the Mariners. He knocked in Kevon Robinson, who led off that inning with a walk. Pennington hits the big hop, throws just in time. Well, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Today, and earlier, over 500 Bay Area breast cancer survivors formed the human ribbon around the field. And today alone, Ray, how about this? $63,200 was raised by the Athletics for breast cancer research. And this is the 13th annual Breast Cancer Awareness Day. So in that time, the A's have raised over $1.2 million. How about that? So all that money goes to breast cancer research. Try to find a cure. Swing and a miss by Gutierrez.
I think De Los Santos is most impressive, whatever. In the case of Gutierrez, he missed for the first pitch slider. And then everybody in the world knows he's going to come back and throw a fastball, yet he threw it right by a very good fastball hitter in Gutierrez. And the other night when Kurt Suzuki took one on the side on a foul ball, and then a very rare location where he got hit to the side of the chest protector, and Bob Melvin went out and talked to him, and Kurt Suzuki said, now I'm going to block a slider for strike 3. It's going to be in the dirt. And sure enough, called a slider. Melvin said, why didn't you just call a fastball? Called a slider, blocked it, strike 3, and that was it. But shows you the toughness of Kurt Suzuki. Stayed in the game and has continued to be in the game.
Kind of a hanger there, and it's ripped into left field for a base hit. Gutierrez is 2 for 4. So that's the 7th hit. And Bob Melvin's making the move to the bullpen. So with the left-handed hitting Ackley coming up, it's going to be Brian Fuentes who comes in. So we got a pitching change. De Los Santos gets a couple of outs, gives up a hit here in the 7th. Fuentes coming in. 7th inning. The A's have gone to the bullpen, bring in Brian Fuentes. So it's going to be lefty on lefty with Fuentes facing Dustin Ackley. If Ackley were to get aboard, then Mike Carp, another left-handed hitter, is right behind him. So it'll be Fuentes' inning to finish. Ackley has singled, he's walked, and he has struck out. First pitch is way outside. So De Los Santos, 2/3 of an inning as a strikeout. He gives up the hit, so he's out. Balfour starts to throw.
And Brian Fuentes activated yesterday off the bereavement list. First game back, of course, with Brandon McCarthy going the distance. First appearance for Brian Fuentes since Cleveland.
And that one's hit to right, and that's hit well, and that is gone. Ackley got a hanger, hits it into the seats, and it's 4-3.
A hanging changeup, nonetheless. And that quickly, a 3-run cushion becomes 1 run. Look at the location. Suzuki wants it away, but the change-up, and boy, that stayed inner half of the plate. And watch the hitter just open up quickly, and a very quick bat by Ackley. He's been impressive. And this guy coming up, you can't make a mistake with him either, and that's Carp.
That's the first home run in the series for the Mariners. They do not hit a lot of them, but they get one here.
Ackley has a very quick stroke. That was not a cheap one. That was, he hit very deep.
Carp hits one while the left. Matsui gets back there quickly, reaches up, makes the catch. Side retired. So Ackley, a 2-run homer. 7th inning stretch. It's the A's 4 and the Mariners 3.
Is brought to you by Xfinity, home of the most live sports, and by Chevrolet. Go to ChevyBaseball.com to support youth baseball and help make a moment kids will never forget.
Bottom of the 7th from the O.co Coliseum. 4-3. The A's lead, going for the sweep of the Seattle Mariners. Getting set to host the Kansas City Royals. Josh Lukey had a 3-up, 3-down 6th inning. So he is back to the mound in the 7th inning. Pennington, Matsui, and Willingham for the A's. So Ackley's 2-run homer has tightened up this game.
look, he's got just enough of a herky-jerky motion that it throws hitters off a little bit. Now all of a sudden the A's need some more insurance runs.
Way outside, so now 3-1. So Pennington trying to get aboard. Fouls it right back to the screen. So Pennington 2 for 10 in the series, but the 2 hits have been big ones. 3-run homer, and then yesterday the 2-run double. It's jammed there, but hangs in there.
Well, Cliff Pennington with Coco Crisp in the lineup usually hits down in the batting order. So it's working out well with him hitting second. So it's kind of a mix and match. And again, Bob Melvin trying to maybe figure out where to put him permanently. But I think more than anything, he likes the production he's getting from Cliff and expects him to do even better offensively.
Breaking ball just a bit outside. So there's the leadoff walk.
Well, this is the reason Coco Crisp was not in the game today. Right on the right, above the right ankle, and he was saying, I should have wanted to be in there, but boy, it's such an important time to take the time and make sure it's well, because Coco Crisp very fast, and I think Brett Gardner has passed him in the total stolen bases. But Coco, you need to have the health, and fouling the ball off your foot hurts.
That one drilled to right. And that baby is off the top of the wall. Pennington will stop at third. Matsui's got his third double. He didn't miss going out by a whole lot.
Now Bob Melvin's going to see if the ball hit on the line just above the out-of-town scoreboard. And we may have a review here, because it was hit high on the wall, and Bob emphatically pointing to the outfield and saying that maybe it hit above the yellow line. Better angle maybe by Jeff Nelson at first.
Well, you could hear it hit something.
Right.
I mean, it's all wood out there in that area by the scoreboard.
But the yellow line, that defines the home run, because with the Xfinity Friday family, and let's see if we can see as the ball comes down. Now it's to the left of that line, so that should be exactly what it is, a double. It's above the 362 mark, and that point it would have to leave the park at least over the fence for it to be a home run. If it had hit to the right, and I thought maybe it had hit to the right of it.
So it never hit that out-of-town scoreboard at all.
No, it didn't. So that's a good call by the umpires, but not a bad argument by Bob Melvin, just to make sure they confirm. A very good swing again by Matsui. This one he pulled. The other 2 doubles to left field. Got under it. Sounded great. But just to the left of the out-of-town scoreboard and high above. High on the wall, but just above the 362, comes back straight down to each way. So I think Hideki Matsui got a little upset when he struck out in the first inning, because he's hit a double on a 1-0 pitch, a double on a first pitch, and a double on a first pitch.
So second and third, and nobody out for Willingham. Big overhand curve drops in for a strike. Willingham walked in the first, singled in the third, struck out in the fifth. Strike 2 call. That was a fastball running in, and Lukey gets the call.
Willingham didn't like it as he looked back to Tim Cheetah. Target's there. Well, really hard sinker down and in, maybe off the plate.
So Matsui with 3 doubles today. The A's have 5 doubles total. The other 2 belong to Brandon Allen. Shot left field. Robinson's there. Pennington tags, and he will score. Sacrifice fly for Willingham. 5-3.
Well, they try to go back at his kitchen. He said, no way this time. Boy, what a quick swing by Willingham. Any elevation at all, another 3-run home run. But look at the quickness. They go back in with a fastball, and Josh just opened up the hips. And the top end, that's where you have to be a smart base runner. You get kind of caught up in the way the ball is hit. You end up going down the line thinking it's going to be a base hit, but Pennington smartly going right back to the bag, tagging. Brandon Allen will not get a chance to. Yes, he will. Actually, it's DeJesus being walked, so Allen gets another chance for another double.
So this will be the 5th walk issued by the Mariners, even though it is an intentional walk.
Pennington, as soon as the ball is hit in the air, you go back and you tag. And that's exactly what Pennington did. And his speed, no chance to throw him out.
Willingham gets his 80th RBI of the year.
That's 3 times the A's have been successful today with the runner in third, less than 2 outs. They've gotten him in with the batter following, the first batter following the runner reaching third base.
So first and second, 1 out for Allen, who has got a pair of doubles. He scored a run and knocked in a run. Swings and misses, but the ball squirts away from Olivo, and the runners move up.
Now what do you do if you're Eric Wedge? Just intentionally walk the batter to set up a possible double play. Olivo just did not block it.
Well, I guess you got to wonder, too, do you have confidence for Lukey to throw strikes with the bases loaded?
That's true.
They're going to go after Allen. Field comes in. Pitches a breaking ball. That's outside. 1-1 to Allen. Sweeney is next. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch there from Lukey. Got him swinging. No, he threw the same pitch back to back, and Allen strikes out.
Well, he has the split finger fastball, and I think it's exactly what he went to, and he might have thrown it even the first one that was bounced. But
center fielder, number 15.
Sometimes, of course, you know what the pitcher throws. You see the pitch down that location, and you see it as an off speed. You know it's going to end up out in the strike zone because it is a split finger fastball.
So 2 outs, and Sweeney steps up in first strike. The inning started with the Pennington walk and then the Matsui double. And the Run came home on the Willingham sacrifice fly. So every time the Mariners have scored in this game, the A's have come back to score in the bottom half of the inning. Happened in the 5th inning and again here in the 7th. Line drive. Robinson dives, can't get it. It goes past him, and it's going to roll into the corner. Both runs are going to score. Sweeney rounding second, and he's going to ease into third with a triple.
Sometimes you can make the spectacular play. Other times it's better just to give a single. Sweeney at his best going opposite field. The pitch left up, and he hit it perfectly. And Robinson off his glove, but maybe a little bit of a late jump. The ball slicing away from him. That's what hurt him the most. The ball slicing away. So it is a bases clearing, or at least a 2-run triple for Ryan Sweeney.
So it gives Sweeney RBIs 22 and 23 on the season. To the backstop. Here comes Sweeney. He's going to score. So it's a 4-run inning, and the A's have an 8-3 lead.
Well, another hard, this time the curveball in the dirt. And Olivo moved to his right, but hit hard off the shin guard.
So 2-1 now to Suzuki. So both walks in this inning score.
And Luque has made some good pitches down, but when he's gotten in trouble is when he's elevated, as he did to Sweeney.
Slowly hit, and the third baseman Seager charges, throws in time. So the A's do major damage. They score 4 times. They do it on just a couple of hits. So we're going to the 8th. It's 8-3 A's lead.
presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Ace Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. Whether it's a steam train through the Redwood Forest or the beach train to Santa Cruz, Roaring Camp is the ride of a lifetime. RoaringCamp.com. So the A's with an 8-3 lead as they have busted it open here with a 4 spot.
Key down, Godzilla. Wow.
All right, 8-3. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Grant Balfour comes in.
Number 17, Justin Smoak.
4-1 with a very fine 2.01 ERA. So Balfour to pitch the 8th. He'll face Smoak, Olivo, and Seager. Smoak is 1 for 3 with a single and a couple of ground outs.
Well, with Halloween quickly approaching, we know what that person's going to be. Got the mask already for Halloween. Godzilla.
Pop up back behind home plate. So 2-1 to Smoak. A broken bat. It's going to drop into center field for a base hit. Justin Smoak is 2 for 4. And that'll bring up Olivo.
Grant Balfour can break some bats. He is
Now batting.
very good with his fastball. Velocity is at the top. Let's see if Olivo swings at the first pitch this time.
Olivo is 0 for 3. And he does, and it's a pitch that was about a foot outside, maybe in the dirt.
And a rare non-fastball for Grant Balfour. He likes to challenge hitters, but that's smart when you decide you're going to throw something other than a fastball, especially when you know the guy's going to be swinging early.
Another breaking ball that was about a foot outside. You know what, Ray? I don't care what you say. That's not good hitting.
I'm looking.
I mean, it's swinging at the first pitch is fine.
Yeah.
If it's a good pitch.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just not good hitting. I mean,
well, I'm looking down at Chris Chambliss, a great hitter during his time, and he's the hitting coach for the Mariners. And for Chris, just turn your back. Well, I even looked. You know he's going to swing, and how do you critique his hitting? I mean, he is just. There he goes.
well, on top of all that, you're down by 5 runs, and you just swung at 2 balls that were probably going to be in the dirt.
And you also have to know is Chris Chambliss, 17 seasons, and a very, very, not only a nice man, but a great player, great first baseman, great hitter.
Seager.
But you know, there's sometimes you just know, no matter what you say, it's not going to register, and it's just one of those things that. And he's a catcher. Oliva's a catcher, so he knows that the scouting report, first ball, swings at everything. So why give him anything close to hit? And Grant Balfour started breaking pitch, and high fastball, strike 3. Some things just don't change, and that's kind of the way he's
always been that way,
career, right?
A shot towards Sweeney, who gets over and he tracks it down. So Seager Hit it hard, but right into the glove of Sweeney. So that's out number 2.
Seager can hit a line drive caught, and Justin Smoke got jammed, broke his bat, got a base hit. He stands at first.
So this is Trayvon Robinson. He walked and scored in the 5th, grounded out in the 6th. He came in the game for Casper Wells. Wells was hit with a pitch on his left elbow, and he stayed in the game to run, but then he came out and Robinson came in. The Yankees picked up a game today. They beat Toronto 9-3 with CC Sabathia winning his 19th game. Bautista hit his 40th home run for the Blue Jays, but the Yankees win, and as we told you, Texas beat Boston 11-4, so the Yankees with a game-and-a-half lead. In the AL East, Yankees have won 4 in a row. The White Sox and the Tigers will be the night game tonight. The Indians won 9-6 over the Royals. Shelley Duncan hit a couple of home runs and he had 5 RBIs. So the Indians got their win. Now they'll see what happens with the White Sox and the Tigers.
Well, it's interesting. The Cleveland Indians defeated Kansas City while the A's were playing the Indians, playing the Tigers, and probably 3 games they had the lead late and kept losing the lead.
Hit to right. DeJesus going back, turns around, and it's off the wall. He plays it nicely, and that makes Smoke stop at third. So DeJesus, it came off the wall right to him. So Trayvon Robinson with the double.
Well, DeJesus goes back thinking he might have a chance to make the play, and he got too close to the wall and had to reach back and take the carom. But very good play, because otherwise if it gets past him, this young man can run, and watch how he reached back and keep the ball from going past him. He tried to stop close enough to the warning track, expecting the ball to come back, and reflects very nicely done to keep the runner at third.
Outside corner strike to Luis Rodriguez, the 9th place hitter. He's 0 for 3 in the game.
Might have been the biggest out of the game for Trevor Cahill in the 2nd inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. And he could not get the runner in, or a runner in, with a sac fly. Hit it too shallow.
Brendan Ryan, the everyday shortstop for the Mariners, getting the day off. There's a line drive. Pennington dives. He cannot quite get it. It's into center field. It's going to knock home a pair. So Rodriguez comes through with a 2-out hit, and it's 8-5.
Andrew Bailey just perked up in the bullpen. Changes everything with this base hit. The pitcher was left up by Grant Balfour on a 2-strike pitch, and that's unusual for Balfour to get the pitch up that much, and especially with the velocity for a hitter to be able to hit it.
So a couple of runs on 3 hits here in the 8th inning. Well, you start thinking about that one play, Trayvon Robinson, if he catches that ball, the 2 runs don't score and the wild pitch doesn't score. I mean, it's all obviously hindsight at this point, but now you realize how big that play was. He almost caught it. but it would have kept it a 5-3 game. Two and 0 to Ichiro.
Again, you go back to Olivo missing the ball that Robinson threw in.
There you go, yeah.
2 runs
That's
scored
right.
there. So
That's right.
5 of the last 6 runs have scored with 2 outs, and really kind of a gift in a sense where the A's have taken advantage of the opportunities.
In both plays, not easy plays, not errors, but you think about the ramifications of how many runs scored because of those 2 plays. So 3-1 to Ichiro, who is 1 for 4. There's a shot right back up the middle, past Balfour. So that's 4 hits in the inning. And that gets the tying run to the plate. The Mariners will not go quietly. And it is just the 8th inning.
Now batting.
The hitter is Gutierrez.
Boom Boom Bailey hitting up quickly. Ron Romanek on the phone, and Balfour falling off to his left just a little bit. Ichiro taking it right back past him. Like it might have deflected off of him a little bit, but Grant Balfour came in this inning. Normally he comes in a 3 runs or less lead, where he tries to get through the 8th inning, turn it over to Bailey. 5-run lead. And of course, he, like the rest of the relievers, not been getting a lot of work lately.
First pitch to Gutierrez is a bit outside. Fastball, and Gutierrez goes after it.
Let's hope they don't call a balk on Balfour, because he is barely stopping when he comes to the set position.
Jamie Wright throwing for the Mariners. It's Brandon League behind him. Swing and a miss, and Gutierrez hurt himself. And when you grab the side, that's not good.
And it usually occurs on exactly what he did, a swing and a miss.
Well, in a season that has just been very difficult injury-wise for Franklin Gutierrez. You hate to see this.
A breaking ball away. Oblique.
You want to know where the oblique is?
There it is. He just grabbed it.
Right there.
Sid Su-Chu in Cleveland had a similar problem, and he said it's okay as long as he made contact. Swing and a miss,
yeah,
and that's what happens.
I guess your body turns a little bit more when you swing and miss.
Yeah, the follow through and the whole thing. And
I mean, that's as bad as we've seen a guy walk off with the side injury. Boy, oh boy.
Again, the breaking pitch, and kind of opens up thinking about pulling the ball, and then the extension and the complete turn. Wow.
So holding his left side. So it looks like it's going to be Adam Kennedy. So Kennedy will take over the at-bat. The count is 1-2.
Swing hard and don't worry.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, batting for Gutierrez, number 4.
The count of 1 and 2, and grab a bat.
So Kennedy will step up. 7 home runs, 37 RBIs for Kennedy this year in 102 games.
He's got to go up looking for one thing in the fastball, and you'd think with a couple of strikes he wouldn't get it. Just sitting there figuring the game's passing you by, the day is about over, and then all of a sudden
you're the tying run.
Tying run into plate.
And he got a piece. So Balfour comes right at him with 93 on the inside corner.
And that is scary because Kennedy can react as well as anybody. Most of his home runs this season have come at home in a very spacious Safeco field. And what's the fastball up? Suzuki giving the target up.
And it's up and away. So 2-2 the count. Rodriguez is at second, Ichiro at first. So lots of speed on the bases. Ackley is in the on-deck circle. No, the Mariners scored 2 in the 7th. A's scored 4 in the bottom of the 7th. The Mariners have come back with 2 here in the top of the 8th. Swing and a miss. A breaking ball to Adam Kennedy. Side retired. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Mariners. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. 8-5 A's lead.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. There you have it, folks. The A's hanging on. 4-run 7th inning. And then, of course, the Mariners came back. Did not get a shutdown in the Athletics. So it's 8-5, bottom of the 8th inning. But Bevan started 5 innings. Ackley with a big 2-run home run. Trevor Cahill looking for win number 10. He is the pitcher of record. 5 innings in. Hideki Matsui with 3 doubles this afternoon.
Brandon League is the new pitcher. So League takes over here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He's obviously the closer, but his job just to keep the Mariners at a 3-run deficit. It's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Sizemore's 0 for 2. He walked in the second inning. Chris Menez comes in the game to play left field. Robinson moves over to center, and obviously Gutierrez out of the game. We hope Franklin Gutierrez is okay, although that did not look good. He missed the first 41 games of the season with the issues with his stomach.
Yeah, we mentioned Casper Wells also came out with a left elbow contusion. I think what came from the clubhouse. So you have your left fielder starting today and your center fielder both out with injuries. He's playing game number 140, so 22 remaining after the day.
Little flare to right, and that'll drop for a hit.
A's fans, the final issue of Athletics Magazine featuring a special Moneyball tribute is now available. Relive the 2002 streak, catch up with Scott Hatteberg, and go behind the scenes with the making of the movie. Athletics Magazine is available at Coliseum souvenir stores and online at oaklandathletics.com. How about that? Relive that glorious moment of Scott Hatteberg. First thing he said after he hit the home run and he started waving his arms, he said, "That's not me." I said, "Why not? You hit a pinch hit, walk off."
It was a big one, yeah.
And you win your 20th consecutive game. You set a record. You have to show some emotion.
Yep.
Look around, see all the guys waiting for you at home plate. Scotty's working the A's organization, so it's good that the former first baseman and originally a catcher with the A's.
Jamal Weeks is looking for his first hit. See if he can get it. The third baseman, Seager, makes a nice play. Hit off the plate, and then Seager had to wait for it to come down, and he throws out the speedy Weeks. So Weeks is 0 for 5.
Thought maybe this might be the opportunity with Jamal and his speed to beat it out, but if Seager allows a shortstop to cut in front or to make the play, probably would have beaten it out. Weeks, but instead he's 0 for.
So Sizemore to second with 1 out, and here's Pennington. Pennington takes just a bit high. Bailey starts to throw again for the A's. Pennington with a couple of walks. Does not have a hit. He has scored a run. In the National League today, in the East, the Phillies lost and the Braves won. Braves pick up a game, but it's still a 7.5 game lead there. That looks like a situation where both those teams will make it, just like the AL East. Milwaukee running away with the Central. They won today. The Cardinals lost, so that is now a 9.5 game lead for the Brewers. So you can start seeing some magic numbers there.
Well, congratulations.
The Diamondbacks beat the Giants again today, and Arizona has a pretty good hold on that National League West. Their lead is now 7 over San Francisco. Swing and a miss. Off speed pitch from Lee.
Ron Renicky, first-year manager of the Brewers, and Kirk Gibson took over last year and then hired.
That's right.
And so
now batting,
two really first-year managers into their respective divisions.
But you know what? It certainly looks like those two teams are going to make it. And the Braves and the Phillies certainly looks like they're going to make it. The Braves and the Phillies are two very good teams, but I'm not sure I'd be thrilled about playing Milwaukee. And I'm not sure I'd be thrilled about playing Arizona, because Arizona's got a couple pretty good pitchers, and they can hit.
As you see every year when it comes down to postseason, you get in, and you never know, especially that first round, just 5 games.
You never know.
And then you could win, as the Phillies did last year, in 3 straight, and have a lot of time before the league championship begins. Your ace pitcher has too much time and he's not as sharp, but nice thing is to get there and worry about the rest of it. They have limited some of the off days in between, trying to quicken the postseason.
One and one to Hideki Matsui, who's had a huge day. 3 for 4, 3 doubles, and 3 runs scored. Swing rings and misses. Well, I think how do you judge the best team? Is it just simply record-wise? But if you win your division, you're the best team. I mean, it's 162 games. You don't back in. I don't believe in any of that. If you play that many games and you win your division, that's great. Postseason, you can have a hot week, and that could be the difference. Matsui grounds out, side retired. We're headed to the 9th inning. Ackley, Karp, and Smoke. And they're going to face that guy, Bailey. Top of the 9th inning, A's trying to sweep the Mariners. They're 3 outs away from doing just that as Andrew Bailey comes in. And he's facing Dustin Ackley. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. So Bailey looking for his 19th save of the year. Close pitch, call the ball. Ackley's had a very good day, 2 for 3, 2-run homer, a single, and a walk.
Always have to be impressed with Andrew Bailey. Rubbing the baseball now, coming in late. Not as many as the rubbed up baseballs are available, but boy, gets the ball and he throws. He does not waste any time. How about that post All-Star break, save, consecutive saves, and Mr. Automatic following the breaks.
Well, maybe next year it'll just run right into October. Ackley again fouls one to the left side. Ackley will be followed by Carp and then Smoke.
So Andrew facing 3 lefties to start this inning.
And another foul ball. Ackley is tough out. Slightly open stance for the rookie second baseman. This one bounced softly toward Allen, who steps on the bag, and that's out number 1.
Time now for the Fremont Bank plays of the game. We'll give it to Trevor Cahill, who is in line to win his 10th of the season. Boy, a big one for him in the second inning. The bases loaded, but just generally speaking, they struck out the side in the first inning. 3 different pitches: curveball, fastball, and then a changeup. And just a very good job. He had the 2-seamer working, and 5 innings for him, throwing just 83 pitches. So far, the bullpen doing what you hope as a starter when you depart early, and that is to get 12 outs and a save. And it's been Outman, De Los Santos, Fuentes, Balfour, and now Bailey trying to accomplish just that. Fortunately, the A's have added on since Trevor left. 2 in the bottom of the inning of the 5th, and then 4 in the 7th.
There's a strike to Carp. Carp is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. And 0 for 12 with 6 strikeouts in this series. So he was a hot hitter coming in, but the A's have shut him down. And Bailey throwing hard, 94 miles an hour. The Royals will be in tomorrow. And it's a day game, Labor Day. That is a fair ball. And it rolls toward the bullpen where Matsui picks it up. Somehow that ball stayed fair.
It was jammed, juice shot, and base umpire Bill Wucke running, turning his back, looking back, and pointed fair as the ball had to have landed on the line. Carp had to find out where the ball was. Hit spun into the A's bullpen. The correct call.
So that's the 13th hit for the Mariners. Remember, 4 of those came in the 8th inning. So again, the Royals tomorrow. It will be Rich Harden and Felipe Paulino. Paulino, a right-hander. It's a day game.
Ned Yost, their manager, comes back, Dublin High.
That's right. A's pregame live will come your way at 12:30, and then we'll have the ball game for you right around 1 o'clock. Join us for that. The rest of the series, it'll be Harden, Paulino tomorrow. Again, 12:30 at A's pregame live. And then Gonzalez and Danny Duffy, a couple of lefties on Tuesday. Moscoso, Bruce Chen on Wednesday.
A lot of times fans will say, well, who are the A's playing? Well, they're going to come out and watch. Well, you should want to watch your own team play regardless of who they do play. But the thing about the Royals, a good upcoming club, a lot of youngsters. You saw the graphic, Eric Hosmer. We got a chance to see in Kansas City when he made his Major League debut, and saw him when they came out to Oakland for the first trip. We'll see him again for the next 3, and he's a very good young player. First baseman this is a hard breaking pitch, and Andrew Bailey said enough with the fastballs. How about Mr. Smoke Singh, a hard slider? Got it? Swing and a miss.
Miguel Olivo steps in. You want to bet? Come on, let's shake. Come on. $1. I say no. I say he's going to take the first.
I'd say he's thinking he's going to get a fastball and he's going to be happy.
Yeah, I lost.
He got a breaking pitch.
I owe you $1.
But see, even, I mean, again, his run means absolutely nothing. Yeah, it means something if he gets on base, and he had to know he's going to get a breaking pitch, which he did. It was a strike, so essentially he swung at a strike, but come on, sometimes think about taking a pitch. Olivo up for 5 times today, and all 5 times first pitch strike. Most of the time swing.
So 1-1 to Olivo. High fastball, swing and a miss. So now it's 1-2. The crowd, 19,384 today, up on their feet. A's trying to sweep, and they're trying to win their 4th in a row.
Maybe there's a reason why Olivo is leading the club in home runs and runs batted in. He swings.
Yeah. One, 2 pitches, foul back to the screen. A's post-game live coming up right after the ball game. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, so Bailey ends it in style. He strikes out Smoke, and then Olivo. And the Oakland A's sweep the weekend series from the Seattle Mariners. They win it this afternoon by a final score of 8-5. Hideki Matsui with 3 doubles, 3 runs scored. So again, a good offensive day for the Athletics. Don't go away. A's post-game live.